Hello and welcome back to the Fantasy Front Office Network. I'm your host. My name is Carmelo. Today we're going to be doing a mock draft on ESPN. If you haven't had a chance to see the new ESPN app, they have a new feature called a practice draft, which is a mock draft, but it is already set to your league settings. So you can enter that draft with the players that are in your league. Obviously, they're going to be auto drafting while you are in the league itself and drafting. But it's very quick. They're a fun and great way to sharpen your decision making. And you could do a bunch of them within a half hour, essentially. These drafts take about 5 to 10 minutes most. They're great. It's obviously you want to go into the draft with a plan. So doing a bunch of these actually really do help make your decisions and sharpen your decisions, I should say, because you're going to be picking quick. And we're going to do one in a minute. And you're going to see how fast these drafts go. And I'm going to be doing that while trying to give you guys analysis. So that will be fun. So I will say it is a great tool, and ESPN's app has really done a great job over the last few years of upgrading their fantasy sports apps. So we're going to be using that today, and yeah, we're gonna see how this goes. Doing a draft while trying to give analysis as quickly as possible because these drafts are fast. Let's get into it here. I'm not going to join the draft just yet because, just to give some context here, the league that I'm in does do keepers, but because we haven't made our keepers yet, I'm going to use the practice draft as essentially a redraft format for us today. So today, what I think I'm going to do is try to pick the best team possible. Great analysis. Everyone is going to be trying to do that, right? But what I mean by that is I'm going to be using my strategy, and my strategy is usually taking a bunch of great hitters, as many great hitters as I can possibly grab, and then worry about pitching a little bit later on in the draft, right? I mention that because some people like to do different strategies, and some people like to go do the pocket aces strategy. Which is fine, to each their own. That's not the way I approach things. I am a huge proponent of making sure that you get as many great bats as possible, and then you can worry about pitching later because pitching with one throw, season can be done. It's funny I mentioned that because we've already had a ton of injuries randomly in spring training this year, right? The hamate bones. What's going on with that? Some great players. Corbin Carroll, Francisco Lindor, Jackson Holiday, all hamate bone injuries. And hearing that in a redraft league, I'm avoiding those guys. I'm not touching them. Let somebody else take them because a hamate bone injury, time and time again, we've seen it. It limits the power once you come back. It takes a while to get back from that injury to full strength. And I'm just going to avoid those guys. Let somebody else deal with it. Even if unless they fall so egregiously low in the draft, to me, it's not worth it because I really don't think they're going to be coming back healthy at all this year. It could take 4 months, and maybe by August, September, they're back, and they could be league winners for all I know. But all I know is that I'm not taking them early on. If they slip, great. If they're available, past rounds where I'm like, yeah, I should probably take them now. Then yeah, I'll take them. In these mock drafts, you're not going to see those guys being left out there because they're going to get auto picked. But in real drafts, you're probably going to see a lot of those guys kind of slip up at least a couple rounds, maybe only a round, maybe 2 rounds. They start slipping 3, 4, 5 rounds. yeah, you got to think about taking them, obviously. But honestly, my approach when it comes to an injury, specifically the hamate bone like that, I'm out. Just I'm gonna let somebody else deal with it, and just go from there. All right, so let's get into the draft here. We're gonna do a practice draft. Let's get out of this, and it's gonna as soon as I enter it, it's basically gonna be starting right away. I might have missed like the first 2 or 3 picks, which automatically are probably gonna be Judge, Ohtani, Soto, Jose Ramirez, players like that. I'm the 8th pick in this draft. Again, you're going to see how quickly this goes. And it's, again, a great tool. I love how quick it goes. It really does, if you do a bunch of these, it really does sharpen your decision making. Um, I go into my drafts feeling really, really comfortable doing a bunch of these practice drafts because I'm just prepared for uh, all the scenarios. Um, and no, you cannot prepare for every single thing that happens, but the more practice that you have at it, the better prepared you are. I mean, that's just logic for anything that you do, right? So let's go into it. We're going to hit the practice draft. We're going to start the practice draft. And I'm going to have to go into a different page because ESPN's a little weird on a laptop for whatever reason. The app is great. The app, you just jump right into it. All right, so let's get into it here. I'm going to join the draft, and hopefully it's not too deep into it right now. It hasn't even started yet, so great. Perfect. So yeah, we're gonna get into it again. It's gonna start, and you're gonna see how quickly it goes. So it's gonna be my pick right now, pretty much. I'm pick 8. Judge is going somehow. Ohtani's still on the board. There's no way that's gonna happen. So I'm glad that didn't happen. He would be 1 or 2, especially in ESPN. But I'm up. I have Tariq Skubal is actually available. Ellie De La Cruz, Julio Rodriguez, Paul Skenes, Garrett Crochet, Francisco Lindor, Gunnar Henderson, Kyle Tucker. I'm going to go ahead and just take Ellie De La Cruz at shortstop because I noticed if you don't take shortstop, it kind of falls off the rails a bit if you don't take a shortstop within 6, 7 rounds, essentially. So I'm already up again. We're already in round 2. Telling him these drafts are quick. Junior Caminero got taken, so that's usually another good guy for me to take at a position that's pretty weak. I'm going to go ahead. Fernando Tatis is out there. Trey Turner, Cal Raleigh, Kyle Schwarber, Nick Kurtz, Yamamoto, Christopher Sanchez. Again, I'm going to wait on pitching. That's just my strategy. Vlad Guerrero's there. I'm going to go ahead and take Vlad Jr. Still, I have him in this league since he was rookie, and always been tantalized by the potential that he has, and I still think there's another gear to unlock there. I'm up again quickly. We're already around 3. Christopher Sanchez, Manny Machado, Jordan Alvarez, Crow-Armstrong, Matt Olson, Mookie Betts, Bryce Harper, Roman Anthony, Rafael Devers. I'm actually another keeper of mine. I'm going to go ahead and take, and I think I think right now he's appropriately ranked. I'm going to go ahead and take Jordan Alvarez. Jordan Alvarez, again, another guy like Vlad, big power upside, great batting average. Love those kinds of players. I pair that up with Ellie De La Cruz, who already has get a ton of stolen bases. Love that. I'm on the clock. Again, I'm looking for bats right now, the most premium of bats that I could find before I start looking at pitching. Ketel Marte is probably my next pick here, but Chris Sale, Jacob deGrom, Logan Gilbert, Brian Wu, Hunter Green, Logan Webb, Zach Neto, Freddie Freeman, Josh Naylor. I'm going to go ahead and take Ketel Marte, filling that second base position, which is another position that's pretty weak. Yeah, so here we go. Again, it's quick. Round 5, I'm already here. Freddie Freeman is still available. That's interesting. Now, he's getting older, but Brent Rooker, Cole Reagans, Max Fried, Freddie Peralta, Vinny Pasquantino is there. I do have a slot where it's first and third, so basically corner infield. I am going to take Freddie Freeman, a guy that can hit for batting average, good amount of power. weirdly steals about 15 to 20 bases now. I don't know what's up with that, but um, he has been a little bit injury prone lately. He's getting older, and who knows? This could be the year the wheels fall off, but I still like him, and I'm going to go ahead and take him there. Now it's a lot of closers. We don't have saves or holds in our league, but ratios do matter a lot. So I'm not going to take a reliever. If anything, I would wait on it. George Kirby is there. Byron Buxton, Christian Yelich. You know what? I am going to take my first pitcher. It's going to be George Kirby. I like the fact that he doesn't walk a lot of guys. I love pitchers that don't walk a lot of guys and have great K to walk ratios. Even if he doesn't get a ton of Ks, I do like those guys a lot. So George Kirby, probably the ultimate K to walk guy in baseball. So next up, already 7th round, William Contreras, Cody Bellinger, Bryce Terang, Josh Hader, Wyatt Langford, Alex Bregman is there, Austin Riley. Boy, I do have to fill third base, and I'm going to go ahead and take Austin Riley, another premium bat. I think could have a great bounce back year. A little bit lackluster last year. So, he's got some power upside, hits for a decent average. I like that pick there. We're in round 8 already. See how quickly this goes. Miguel Garcia, Randy Arozarena, Riley Green, Nico Horner, Chapman, Blake Snell, David Bednar, Spencer Strider, Jesus Luzardo. I already have third base filled. I'm okay. I'm Miguel Garcia. I do like Riley Green a lot. And you know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go ahead and take Riley Green there. I was looking at Spencer Strider, but Spencer Strider kind of weirds me out a little bit. Uh, in a baseball sense, he's taking a lot off his fastball, and I just don't think. Last year was just a weird year, and I just don't know if he's going to get back to that same form that he was a couple years ago. Next up, Seiya Suzuki, Will Smith, Hunter Goodman, Michael Bush, Shea Langoliers, Yandy Diaz, Framber Valdez, O'Neal Cruz, who I'm still deciding on if I should keep or not. I'm actually going to go Framber Valdez, and I believe that is my second pitcher taken. Framber Valdez in Detroit now. Quality start machine. That's a good team, great defense behind them, great ballpark to pitch in. I really like Framber Valdez this year. Already up again, round 10 here. Eugenio Suarez is there, Jose Altuve, Ben Rice, Michael Harris, Devin Williams, Carlos Estevez, Augustine Ramirez, and Drake Baldwin, Salvador Perez, Yuri Perez. You know what? I would be shocked if this were the case that Ben Rice fell this far. I am going to take him. He plays first and catcher. I am a person in this league specifically because the way my strategy works, I like to have my bench filled with actually hitters and kind of use my bench as platoon bats. Ben Rice, lefty, playing catcher, and he's eligible at first base. Love that. Carlos Estevez, Yuri Perez, Kevin Gausman, Matt Chapman, Dansby Swanson, Willie Adames, Raciel Iglesias, Jackson Holiday. I'm going to avoid right now. To be honest with you, I don't like anybody, and I can't scroll fast enough to see. So I'm going to actually go with the upside pitcher there. Go Yuri Perez. Young arm, could be an ace this year. Already up again, Kevin Gausman, Dansby Swanson, Raciel Iglesias. Again, ratio are important, but I just wait until the waiver wire to see what good relievers kind of pop up because they pop up every year. Nolan McLean's down there, Robert Suarez. Boy, I don't like a lot of these guys right now. And again, it's hard to scroll on this. I'm just going to go ahead and take Kevin Gausman. I don't like that pick. I would not take him there. For the most part, because there's probably a bunch of players that if I scroll down, I'll like a lot more than that. But that's how quick these mock drafts go. So, and it's much easier to actually use the ESPN app, in my opinion. Whew, I need a breath. Here we go. My pick is up. We are in round 13 here. Kenley Jansen, Michael King, Fairbanks is available. Sonny Gray, Jacob Wilson, Jordan Westberg, Luke Keeschel, Zach Wheeler. I'm going to go ahead and just take Sonny Gray. Love that he's in Boston. Love that Boston I love Boston because I think they can do a great job with pitching staffs in general. So, and Sonny Gray has a long proven track record. I'm up again. Michael King, Chandler Simpson, Luis Robert, Luke Keeschel, Zach Wheeler, Teoscar Hernandez, Mike Trout, Andy Paez, Carlos Rodon. I'm actually going to go ahead and take the chance on Mike Trout. Um, see if he regains any of his like MVP type form. I know he's been going downhill for a little bit now, but you know what? Maybe he's got one more year in him of a great season. I don't like the fact that he's talking about playing center field again. I don't think that's a good idea, but you uh, who am I to judge? Uh, already up. We're in round 15. Brenton Doyle, Cedon Raphael, Gavin Williams, Brandon Lowe, Nick Lodolo, Trevor Rogers, Cam Schlittler, Pablo Lopez, Helio Ramos, and Ryan Pepio. I do have a second base shortstop position I could fill, and I kind of like. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and actually take Nick Lodolo. I had him last year. He was solid for me all year. Um, I like that pick a lot. Excuse me. I'm trying to catch my breath here. Gavin Williams, Brandon Lau, Pablo Lopez, Helio Ramos, Ryan Pepio, Stephen Kwan, Sandy Alcantara's out there, and that is exactly who I'm going to take. He's already been announced the opening day starter. Another year removed from that Tommy John surgery, and I'm running out my pitching pretty nicely right now. I like George Kirby, Framber Valdez, Yuri Perez, Kevin Gausman, Sonny Gray, Nick Lodolo, Sandy Alcantara. Man, these 10-team leagues are great, right? You're always going to have a lot of players available. Up again, Joe Adell, Jerkson Profar, Sal Frelick, Christian Walker, Robbie Ray, Dennis Santana, Emmett Sheehan, Alejandro Kirk. Not like in this section right now. Again, I can't scroll fast enough to try to go past these picks, so I am going to go ahead and just take Robbie Ray and continue to round out my rotation here. It's crazy that they have a queue here because it would be impossible to fill. There's no time for it. Joe Adell, Sal Frelick, Emmett Sheehan. Who's popping up here? Oh, Garrett Cole. You know what? I'll go ahead and take Garrett Cole that late in the draft. Let's see how he's coming back from his injury, but he should be back. I mean, even if he's not ready for the start of the season, I don't mind stashing somebody like that. So we'll go ahead and take him. We are blowing by this draft. We are at pick 188. Round 19, round 20 coming up. Sal Frelick, Dylan Cruz, Jacob Marcy, Bryson Stott, Ozzy Albies. Boy, I don't like this section at all. This one's kind of tough. Again, I can't scroll down fast enough. But keep looking at the pitching. Go Mackenzie Gore. New team. Maybe Texas can, work some magic with Mackenzie Gore, high strikeout upside. I do see Luis Arise here, and he will be getting second base eligibility probably at some point. And I didn't mention him in one of my videos that he's been going past ADP of 250. Right now, ESPN has him at 198. I'm going to take him. I have a lot of power in my lineup. Why not get a guy that can hit for batting average? If he can hit any sort of form where he won the batting title, hitting 354, if he can get to that kind of form again, that'd be awesome. Because, he's not going to get you a lot of runs, a lot of RBIs, stolen bases. He's not going to get you any of that. But if you can get a ton of hits, help your batting average, which increasingly will help your OPS as well in my league. I think that's a huge benefit. And I have some good power and batting average guys already, so he could be a nice addition to the team. Dylan Cruz is available. I'm actually going to go take this pick right here. Connor Griffin has some great potential. Young guy, could possibly make the roster in Pittsburgh. I'm going to talk about him more in a second after I make my next pick. Kyle Manzardo's there. Ivan Herrera, I'm going to go ahead and take Ivan Herrera because he's going to get a catcher eligibility. Wouldn't mind mix and matching him and Ben Rice. But yes, Connor Griffin. Yeah, I mean, the number one prospect in baseball. He is a guy, if he does make the opening day roster, you got to take a chance on him any way you can in a redraft league. Dynasty league, it's obviously a no-brainer. But yeah, he has a shot at making the opening day roster. I'm up again. Samuel Basallo, Ryan O'Hearn, Adley Rutschman, McKinstry, Alec Baum, Noelvi Marte, Ian Happ, Trent Grisham. I had Trent Grisham last year. I did like him a lot, but I'm going to go ahead and take Noelvi Marte. I love the fact that this guy can get steals on top of possible good amount of power. I think this guy has more room to grow, and I think he's finally the team is starting to like him again because he fell out of favor for a little bit before settling in last year with the Reds. I'm up again. Kerry Carpenter, Alec Baum, Zach McKinstry, Caleb Durbin, Ryan O'Hearn, Samuel Basallo, Ryan Walker, Chris Bubich. I'm actually going to go ahead and take Chris Bubich there. I had him last year. He was great before he got hurt. I actually, ironically, traded him right before his season-ending injury. That's just pure luck. Didn't see anything, but I did have a feeling that he might have been shut down towards the end of the year, and we are approaching the last overall pick. I wish I had some time to kind of just scroll through and see some players past the 250 mark, see if there's anybody fun. Let's see. Can we find somebody interesting? Not really fast enough because it's he's doing it on a computer. I'm just going to go ahead and take Joe Musgrove and round out that pitching staff. I will share this with the on the YouTube page and put it in the notes there. But it tells me who I drafted here. So let's take a look at who I drafted. And draft is over. That's how quick it is. Just like that. Boom. Done. Okay, you could do another one right now. And you could do these all the time. They're so quick. I love that feature. Great feature that ESPN added. They do it for basketball. I'm assuming they probably do it for football. And I do both those leagues as well. So we will be talking some fantasy basketball and some fantasy football later on this year, but not right now. Right now it's fantasy baseball season. So my draft, it rounded out Ellie De La Cruz at shortstop. We had Vlad Guerrero at first base, Jordan Alvarez in the outfield. Love the first three picks right there. Ellie with the steals, and then Vlad and Jordan. Power, batting average, love that. Ketel Marte, same thing. Power, batting average. Obviously, Ellie right away helps me with the steals because I went Vlad, Jordan, Ketel, and Freddie Freeman. Fell to the fifth round, so that'd be interesting if that were to happen in leagues. But I would take a chance on Freddie Freeman there. I'm not high on him. He's getting older. The wheels could be falling off soon. But another year, he could put up another great season. I don't see why not. George Kirby was my first pitcher taken. Austin Riley, another power bat in there. Riley Green wasn't. I haven't thought about Riley Green in a while. I did have him on my team a couple years ago and thought about keeping him, and then kind of regretted it a little bit because he's turned into a very good player. Excuse me. Framber Valdez was my next pitcher, my second pitcher taken after George Kirby. Then I had Ben Rice. Again, the news that he is going to be hitting against lefties right out the gate from the manager. It's great news. It's exactly what you want to hear. And I have him in a keeper league, and I'm trying to think if I should keep him or not. And I'm starting to lean towards maybe I should keep him. Yuri Perez was next, a young pitcher with upside. Kevin Gausman, I did not like that pick. I remember going through that. I couldn't scroll down. It was a lot of relievers. I wasn't going to take any relievers. In this league, again, I should mention We don't have saves, we don't have holds, but ratios are incredibly important because we still have to hit 42 innings. So not only do you want, not only do you have to hit 42 innings, which is actually harder than it looks, but you want quality innings. You want good innings. So even if your pitchers have blow up weeks, yeah, if I have a lot of starters, I'll probably still do well in Ks, still do well in quality starts and wins. And I have a lot of guys that don't walk batters, so I could still pull off some good K to walk rates and stuff like that. But um, yeah, I'm not going to take relievers. I go that route in my keeper league because I don't keep many pitchers. If I have a great pitcher, I usually try to trade him for a great hitter. It's just my strategy because I want to be dominant in offense and then try to figure out pitching later. It's just how I roll, and it's been successful for me. So, but yeah. Kevin Gausman, I wouldn't have taken there. If I could scroll down, I probably would have taken somebody else. But Sonny Gray, I took Mike Trout. Mike Trout, I'm just kind of hoping he has some sort of resurgence there. Still love the power. Still kind of hoping that he could hit for a batting average. OBP guy, love that. We do have an OPS. We are an OPS league, so that is useful. Nick Lodolo. Sandy Alcantara, who already got named opening day starter. Awesome. Robbie Ray, Garrett Cole, Mackenzie Gore. Mackenzie Gore, new team. You kind of just hoping Texas sees something and can tinker and make him an even better pitcher because strikeout upside's there. It's just the whip gets a little bit ugly. So Luis Ariz, who I added just to put in some batting average in there, and if he can, plus the fact that he will probably get some second base eligibility. Love that, and I'm just a sucker for a guy like that. He doesn't get a lot of runs or a lot of RBIs, but I love the batting average in my league. Hits count, average counts, OPS counts. He'll help in that. Connor Griffin, I took if he makes the opening day roster, this ADP is going to go way up. Obviously, I'm not going to get him 5 rounds before the draft is over. And in a keeper league, I'm going to have to bounce even earlier than that, very, very early, right? So Connor Griffin, but if he is there, he's worth a shot, especially in these rounds where the player pool is just take the guy who you like most. Connor Griffin, the upside play is the move there. Ivan Herrera also, if he falls that far, he's going to be getting, and yes, he is DH only right now, but he's going to get catcher eligibility. I think his bat just plays no matter what. So put him in your lineups because I think he's that good of a hitter. Noelvi Marte, I still a former top prospect. He's very intriguing to me. I love the fact that he gets a ton of stolen bases, he can hit for power. I still think he could be one of those guys that hits for average. He had a decent second half of the year last year, so I'm still very intrigued by him. So Lovely Marte, I think could be an up and coming player for this year. Chris Bubich, who got hurt at the end of the year last year. Don't forget about him because he was great last year until he got hurt. Kind of was, I think, wearing out a little bit. So we'll see what this year brings for him. And then Joe Musgrove to finish out the draft here. So I will post this. Again, I probably talked longer after the draft than the draft took me to do. So again, great feature. Love that ESPN has added that. If you play on ESPN, enjoy that because use it because it's a great tool to sharpen your decision making when it comes to time to do your real drafts. All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys tomorrow. If you like the video, like and subscribe. Again, we'll see you guys soon.